Welcome back to Mindset Rebooted. I'm Romi. On today's episode, I'm going to share with you 3 product tips that I use for myself in order to accomplish my goals and tasks. So I was listening to Dr. Andrew Huberman, and he is a neuroscientist and a tenured professor at Stanford School of Medicine. I learned 3 things off of his podcast that I didn't notice that I was using on myself already. But when I heard him talk about them, I was like, oh, that makes sense. These tips you're sharing is going to help me optimize what I'm doing so I could complete more tasks and be more productive. Let's get into it. The first thing I learned from him is that there's pretty much 90 minutes of focus time that our brain can optimally handle before we start losing focus. 90 minutes. So I didn't notice that I was doing that. It's just something I naturally did. I didn't plan for it. And I was actually using a Pomodoro technique in order to accomplish my task. Pomodoro technique is where you work for 25 minutes straight, take a short 5-minute break, 25 minutes straight again, short 5-minute breaks. You do that for typically 4 cycles, but I was doing it for about 3 cycles, which equals to 90 minutes. So Dr. Huberman, you hit me right on the money. Second thing I learned from Dr. Huberman is that there's a phase, which is typically the first 8 hours of the day after we wake up, where we're very task related. I don't know the science term he was using, but the way I understood it is that as soon as I wake up, the first 8 hours, I just want to be like, what's on my to-do list? Let me knock it out, cross them out. And these tasks are not really creative tasks. These are more, I just need to put time in it. I need to grind out. Maybe I got to write some letters. I got to update a website. They're just tedious and takes time. And so that's the first 8 hours of the day. After that phase of just focused task works is actually a creative phase in our brain. And that's when I noticed that, hey, I always take my phone calls in the afternoon. Hey, I actually record all my podcasts in the afternoon. I never do it in the morning. The reason why I would do creative things in the afternoon was because when I'm speaking with people in the morning, I tend to be very more A to B personality. I'm like, so what do we got to do? Who's doing it? Who's responsible for what? What's the deadline? Bam. So very straightforward. But in the afternoon, I was more collaborative in terms of like, I guess a softer personality, or like, hey, so what are some ideas that we have towards this goal? I was a little bit more loose in the way that I allow my brain to brainstorm. Pretty much in this episode, my goal for you is to review what you're doing throughout the day and start segmenting them into different categories. One category would be what's task related, and one category is what's creative related. And so maybe you could try what I just do, where all my task related items are in the first 8 hours of my day, and then all the creative stuff will be in the afternoon. Maybe that works for you. Tell me what you think about the 90 minutes brain optimization towards focus, and let's just get things going. I really appreciate everybody. If you got some value out of this episode, please share with one other person so we could help more people. I'm Romi Sunga, Mindset Rebooted.
Sometimes when things go wrong, you can't blame life. Cause when you shot your shot, what was your aim like? What were you targeting? Cause if it ain't right and you still go with it, then that is on you.